Alright guys, Majestic here with another build. This is kind of a fun build. It's not meant to kind of blow people away, but it is extremely fun to play. We're using the Plum Sword and we're using the Dagger Night Killer. Not a lot of people use it. It's got low damage compared to Baruka's Dagger, so we could implement Baruka's Dagger and really see this build kind of attack go up a little bit here. But ultimately, we're just looking to have some fun. It can run level 8 gates probably around 5-6 minutes or so. Okay, so it's not meant to do a speed run, and you actually don't build it to do speed runs. Excuse me. But I'm going to showcase off of a red gate really fast, and then I'll break down the build. Certain builds require you to fight certain enemies. This build, you're better off fighting the Centaur than the Naga on this run. So with this type of run, you're going to start off going up top and killing a couple of these mobs. Okay. It gets good damage. 30,000 on that hit right there, that crit. And that was on the third basic attack. Okay. Um,
You can't avoid it. Careless.
the Night Killer.
Take this. It's over. See it all. Flash. Too easy. You think I'm going to miss?
Ooh, he hit me right there. That hurt. Okay. So that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Again, it's a fun build. A lot of flash to it.
I'll shred you. You think I'm going to miss?
We're using ruler skills. And what's crazy about this, and I'll say it right now, there's no agility in this build. No agility. We're still hitting for 30,000 crits, 27,000 crits here and there, right? No agility. It's a fun ruler build.
You can't avoid it. You think I'm going to miss? Time for a counter. Take this. Flash.
Not now, buddy.
Take this. It's over.
Sun likes to interrupt, guys.
Red flower technique. 1,000 petals.
Alright, so we got the Sure Calamity here. Okay. He's up in the air. Here we go. Fly, 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 Rudy.
Careless. Take this. You can't avoid it.
Pretty good chunk there, right? Pretty good chunk of health. Not too bad.
You think I'm going to miss?
44,000, no crit.
Take this. It's over. You think I'm going to miss?
And remember, guys, Ashura is weak to fire, so fire does more. That's why the bow does more than him. Night Killer's probably doing a good chunk, right? Because he's weak to it.
You think I'm going to miss? I'll shred you.
Oh, we gotta go this way. Couldn't see him, and I started blocking a little bit too early there. Here he goes. Fly, fly, fly.
Take this. You're an unworthy opponent. Disappear! You think I'm going to
I don't bring Monarch out because I don't want to show the Monarch. Monarch's going to do a lot, guys. It will.
I'll shred you! Flash. Take this. Careless. Face my wrath. It's over. Flash. Red flowers. You think I'm going to miss?
Boom, 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 boom.
My wrath.
That weapon ability, if the Night Dagger did more damage, dude, guys, that weapon would be amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's get into this, okay? Let's get into the build of what we call a Plum Sword Dagger, Night Dagger build. I wish I would have gave you guys the time frame of that. Usually, well, we can go off the video, right? I just recorded the video when I hit retry, so we have like probably 10-second between that, right?
Sir,
So,
the strike squad's last
build.
was completed successfully.
Let's get into this.
No injuries.
First of all,
Very
let's start off
satisfactory
with
return
the
on
skill
investment.
tree. Okay, so we're running Assassin. We're running left side only Assassin here. We're not using any of the abilities here, any of the skills. We're just, yes, increase damage that when attacking from behind. Not our priority here. Basically, with Assassin, what we did is we went down through the tree to increase our critical hit. That's from behind, increase our critical hit rate, and then ultimately get this increased attack damage over here, right? And then increase critical hit damage from behind, and then frontal dash attacks hit slightly decrease those cooldowns of all skills, and then the chain smash. We can spam that. We can get that up there. We get that proportional damage to their current HP. Really, that's the biggest thing to take away with the Assassin here is the chain smash ambush for doing that inflict damage to the target proportional to the HP. Really, when that hits, it increases damage a lot. Okay.
Weak point
Then we go to ruler. We're pretty much all ruler except for the very bottom right where we decrease the cooldown of the user's ultimate skill. We don't care about the ultimate skill. Okay. We are using full moon wheel. We are using black hole. We are using the finisher. Okay. And then lastly, we are using liberation as well. And dispersion, by the way, so as well. Okay, so going down the tree, increase attack if the user's current HP is 80% or more. Most of that fight, my HP was kind of low, guys. So that's good to do. Next, my son's gonna interrupt me again one more time. 8:30.
No, but it's fine.
8:30 still. You have to get up at the same time. When the commanders touch, so hit, they apply the suppression effect. If you guys didn't know, the suppression effect, while the effect is active, the target is periodically stunned for a short time. Those little jitters, doesn't move and stuff. That's what that does. Damage taken increases when they have it on. Slightly recover HP every time the user defeats an enemy, which is just nice to have. Attacking normal monsters increases the user's critical hit rate temporarily, which then makes it decent to run red gates. I say decent because, let's be honest, the meta bow that I have, if you haven't seen it, is really, really good. Next, we have on this side. Sorry, we didn't go over this side yet. Increase damage to knockdown targets. Our skills in, especially dispersion, knocks enemies down. Okay, so we do more damage to them. Liberation slams them to the ground, which also knocks them down. Finisher attacks knocked. When an enemy is knocked down, you can use it, but it also knocks them down. When the QTE hits, it inflicts the disintegration effect on the target, which then decreases their defense. Disintegration effect spreads from a target inflicted with the disintegration. For some reason why I couldn't say it there. So effects, so good for mobbing as well. And then when the user uses their QTE skill, it decreases the cooldown of dispersion and liberation. These two skills that we are using. And then lastly, increases power gauge recovery rate, greatly increases recovery rate if the user learned the rule of overdrive. It's nice to have. We don't use the ultimate skill that much, but it's still nice to have. And of course, we have our overdrive, which we want to summon Baruka as much as we can, so he can freeze the enemy. And then we do more damage proportional to the number of nearby allies. Stacks up to 5 times. If you guys didn't know, we have a bunch of allies. When you summon your summons, you have like 14 allies. So every time you have your summons out, this is already maxed out. So the other summons that you have here are not increasing that. If you didn't know, you already have the max amount. But the more that you have, sorry, I digress. The more allies you have, the more the stacks count, right? Then it stacks 5 times. So, for instance, increases Sung Junwoo's attack proportional to the number of nearby allies. So it's, if you have 20 nearby allies, 20 times 5 is how much your attack goes up. And then we're rocking the plum sword, and we care a lot about the sword here. Right, the only thing we don't have is when deflect is active from the attack and guard effect, it significantly increases the basic damage of the next basic skill. This could be good to have if you have enough. But when I get more skill points from Monarch levels, I'm going to go into increase the sword skill damage increase. Defense, don't care about. Frontal charge, decrease the damage of back attacks, but significantly increase the damage of frontal attacks. This seems kind of weird to have on an assassin that we have back attack damage. It does seem kind of weird, right? However, in order to get the bread and butter down here, this one increases your attack, And then HP is 30% or below gains a shield, which is nice to have, right? We wanted our increased attack over here the most, but this decreases the damage of back attacks, but significantly increases the damage of frontal attacks. You see that your frontal attacks are really what you're going to be doing with this build. Trust me, it's a fun build. I know those kind of like negate each other a little bit, but ultimately, if you didn't go on the left side over and you went full right side, and then you went to the dagger, which you could go ahead and do that and max some of these out and decrease the damage of frontal attacks, but increase your damage of your back attacks more. Um, you would do this if you're running Baruka's dagger, so you can always be behind it. It would definitely increase that damage, and it's a good addition. It's going to increase the damage to this build if you're on Baruka's dagger. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the better option. I just wanted to use something different. Increase damage on sword skills. When the user gains a shield, increase their attack and defense for a certain amount of time. So these two correlate to each other, especially if you're running low on health, or you can just use a hunter to gain shield. Activates block on sword, basic attacks for a very short period of time, increase precision, and then increase defense penetration. Then, with the dagger, we are running the left side here. We're running the increased damage of frontal dash attacks. We are running the increased damage dealt to the targets with the bleed effect. We are also running the critical hits. There's a chance to inflict bleed. Bleed damage increases proportionally to the Sun Jiwu's level. Increased critical hit rate, increased critical hit damage, increased critical hit damage, increased critical hit rate. Again, you could probably, if you didn't want all this, grab increased damage skills that use sword, right? Max that out, come down the right side. And if you wanted this, you can get it. And then come over to dagger and grab more of this right side here. You could also decrease their use Shadow Step and decrease target's defense again some more. This could exponentially increase the damage you're dealing from behind. But again, if you're gonna run that, if you want to do that, run Baruka's dagger instead of Nightkill. Okay. And then physique, maxed out physique, and then Monarch's Waking. It's up to you what you want to do. I have extra skills in here to put in here. What would I want to do? Sure, increase HP, I guess.
Weak point detected.
Okay, now we're going to get into the stats for this build. We're running 147 strength. We're hitting the cap at perception, and we're also running 131 intelligence. Weird, right? We're not running agility on this. None of our skills use agility. Our weapons, right? The plum sword that we're focusing on uses perception and intelligence and B in agility, but we're focusing on the first two here. Okay. Yes, the Night Dagger. Where is my... Here, sorry. No, here. The Night Dagger does use agility, S tier, but that's not our damage dealer. We're not focusing on that for damage. We're focusing on using that to buff our other attack. Right? 445 is low. We could go back to Baruka's dagger up here. Where are you? Why can't I see you? Baruka's dagger right here, right? 597. We do more. You can teleport behind. Slayer of Ice guaranteed land as a back attack. The damage dealt increases and adds nimbleness. Nimbleness increases his agility stat by 10. Okay, we wouldn't care about that. Targets hit by the dagger take damage at a slightly increased critical hit rate and increased critical hit damage from Slayer of Ice Slayer. So if you want to use Baruka's dagger, by all means, try it out. It's probably better. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe I'll get bored of running this and I'll change it up and go Baruka's dagger. But for now, those are the stats that I'm running. Those are the skills I'm running. Here are the same typical blessings we have: Mana Rampage, Double-Edged Sword, Kasaka's armor or steel scales, and then HP extraction, get some of that health back that we lose. You could change this out, I guess, if you wanted, and put a little bit more defense in here. You can try to do that and then get some health back. Use potions to get your health back and keep your health, or just don't get hit. Next, I said we're running Liberation, we're running Dispersion, we're running Black Hole, Full Moon. Now here's the kicker. What I would honestly suggest you all to do, and this I haven't done it yet, is run Finisher and Rebuttal only. If you're running Baruka's Dagger, go ahead and run Shadow Step. Okay, if you're running Baruka's Dagger. Otherwise, just run Finisher and Rebuttal. Because what Death does, even though Death's good for the mobbing, Death will stop you from using Finisher. It will. And the next, we are running 3-piece Precision set with the gloves, and then running 4-piece Beast set. Try to get your best rolls on them. And then for the Hunter support team on this build, we are running Choi, Emma, and excuse me, forgot her name, but we are running Han Sung-yi. Han Sung-yi is kind of the biggest help in this build. What she does is she afflicts poison on the enemy temporarily and decreases the enemy's recovery rate. Poison also lowers defense. She comes out with 2 chain smashes, easy to get. She's easy to come out. And then what she does with her is she increases our attack, stacks up to 5 times, so increasing our attack more. She's harder to come out though because deflect combo attack or an elemental reaction is active on nearby enemies. With her, if you do the Ashura where the dragon can't land, you can't deflect combos because he's not attacking, so you have to do the elemental reactions, which you do get some, it just takes a little bit. Here's where the elemental reaction comes in play, mostly with Song. But he increases heavy attack and weapon skill damage temporarily. Again, on the skill tree on the right side with the dagger. No, with the assassin class. We're not running that final right side skill point tree where it increases basic attack damage, but this would double its stack on top of that. Again, those are the ones we're running. As I said, you can use Seo, Jiwoo, to get that shield, because she will give you a shield. And she's on Chain Smash as well. But those are the hunters I use. Those are skills I use. And I use increase heavy attack, and then Igris and Iron. Okay. Even though it says increases heavy attack damage, you are still using heavy attack damage. It helps you with clearing the mobs. Igris only increases your critical hit rate. I don't find very significant value in that. And then lastly, I'm not running the dash potion with this. I'm running a potion that increases my damage significantly. Because it does need a little damage boost from your potion. Other than that, guys, that is the build. That is the Ruler Assassin build that I have set up. If you like Ruler and you like to play Ruler and have a lot of fun with it, try this build out. If you like this video, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't followed my Twitch, I'm going to keep posting these videos on YouTube and streaming on Twitch and YouTube. For more content, please leave a comment on what you want to see next. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Guys, have a good one.